We must care for it for the future.
Desde pequeño había...
Socorro, New Mexico is the site of one of the most baffling UFO encounters in U.S. history. On April 24, 1964, an unidentified craft reportedly landed and then ascended into the New Mexico twilight. On a recent episode of Sightings, we brought you the first-hand account of Sheriff's Deputy Lonnie Zamora, who witnessed the egg-shaped craft.
Those are the exact bushes that were there, and the craft was sitting right in between them two. So I started down to see what it was, and then I heard this big boom in the bottom, and fire came off the bottom. So I started running behind my police car to take cover. And then it gradually pulled up about 20, 30 feet and stayed there for a while, and then just took off.
Almost instantly, Socorro was the center of intense media interest. But except for the few frames of footage seen here, all film and photographs taken by news agencies and curious onlookers was reportedly confiscated by the government. But Sightings was recently contacted by a Southern California woman whose family home movies had somehow eluded the authorities.
Well, I was sitting home one night, and the program Sightings came on, and there was a story about Socorro, New Mexico. And I sat up, I went, oh my God, I cannot believe it. I was there. I have home movies of this.
In April 1964, the family was on vacation in New Mexico. This rare home movie, recorded at the scene of Zamora's sighting, shows the aftermath of the UFO landing and takeoff.
As I recall, we stopped at a gas station, and I remember we spoke to a sheriff, and he told us that he had been in the desert and he saw a UFO landing. My father was really amazed about this and really interested. So we followed the sheriff out to the location where this occurred.
The scene of the UFO encounter was just as Lonnie Zamora has always described it.
I got out of the car and I walked, and you could see very clearly where it looked like a tripod had burned into the ground, or something, a craft had landed. And you could see the landing marks very clearly on the ground. There was a bush that was all charred and burned.
Though short in duration, this film footage is significant because it not only validates Deputy Zamora's story, but also provides important documentation for ufologists who continue to study the Socorro case.
We were kind of quiet when we got back in the car, and I said, wow, Dad, that was amazing. It affected both of us. It was a remarkable thing to see, and we both believed what the sheriff told us. There was no question about it.
In Baltimore, Maryland,